You're watching Global News Morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. We've made it to the end of the week, but we've also made it to the end of the line for the Calgary Flames and their playoff journey. Unfortunately, that loss last night to the Edmonton Oilers. A tough pill to swallow, of course. What a lot of people are talking about, of course, is that kick. Was it a kick? Oh boy, that's going to be debated for years to come, I'm sure. We'll be talking about the game throughout the morning. And a good news is that even though the Flames playoff journey is over, we have some stuff to give away for the fans because it's been such a great season. We'll get into that later in the show. Right now, let's take a look outside. The temperature right now sitting at 11 degrees as that sun is coming up over Calgary. Not thinking it's going to get quite as warm as it did yesterday, but Jody Hughes will have your full forecast details coming up in just a bit.
You know, it was a tough battle.
You're watching Global News.
Good morning. Happy Friday. We're going to keep things positive this morning.
Sure.
Even though the dream has come to an end.
That's it.
The dream is over.
It's all done.
It's all done. No, but what a season, what a postseason it's been. We were treated to such a fantastic Battle of Alberta. You're watching Global News, by the way.
Oh, is this Global News?
This is Global News.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure.
It is.
Oh,
Global
yeah,
News.
there we go.
And we got Les and Jody with us this morning. And I feel like around every water cooler this morning in Calgary, it's going to be like, hey, good morning, how are you? It wasn't a kick. Or, hey, good morning, it was a kick.
Mm-hmm.
Or they made the right call. Or, you know, it's just going to be one of those
There
things.
always has to be a question to keep us.
It's like a proud Calgary Flames tradition.
It is.
I don't know if proud
Goal
is
or
the right
no
word.
goal.
You're watching Global News Morning.
Good morning, 6 o'clock on your Friday. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Obviously, Flames fans disappointed this morning, but what a Battle of Alberta it was. Didn't last quite as long as I think some people were expecting, but we are keeping the excitement going this morning, showing the fans some appreciation. We are giving away, as we have been every game day, some fantastic Flames-related prizes.
Bobbleheads?
Bobbleheads. We've got more bobbleheads to give away. We've got a limited edition Flames Legacy book that we're giving away, and the big prize, a signed Johnny Gaudreau jersey we are going to be giving away this morning as he had just a career year this season, and we want to recognize that.
Nice.
There you go. Keep watching for that.
The problem is that McDavid kid, he's pretty good.
And not bad.
He's
Yeah.
not bad.
He's
Yeah.
all right.
He's an
on his
up-and-comer.
Yeah, I mean, he's one to keep an eye on. 12 degrees is our current temperature. We're seeing that cloud cover right now. It's calm. It's heartbreaking, but it's calm, and we're in for a decent day today.
But you got, watching that kid, like, it is amazing.
It's incredible.
It is. All right. Traffic-wise, we've got just that one collision on the go, 16th Avenue, 36th Street Northeast. Trying to get some eyes on that. Weather and traffic is coming up.
I started this hour with a live look at the Saddle Dome this morning.
You're watching Global News.
McDavid scores! Game winner! Series winner for Connor!
6:30 on your Friday, and yeah, we got to show it. Heartbreak spilling over into this morning for the home team at the Saddle Dome. The Calgary Flames, they did everything they could to keep the best-of-7 Battle of Alberta alive, but overtime saw the Oilers snuff out Calgary's fire, and who else but Edmonton captain Connor McDavid to end Calgary's hopes of clawing back in the series on the road to the Stanley Cup. Sarah Offen is down at the Saddle Dome this morning. Don't have your jersey on. The jersey's gone away, Sarah, but a disappointing end to what was really a fantastic season this year.
You're watching Global News Morning.
Good morning, 7 o'clock on your Friday. We'll get you started this hour with a live look at the Saddle Dome, where the next time Flames players are here, they're going to be cleaning out their lockers. The Battle of Alberta may have only lasted 5 games, but it is going to be one to remember, no doubt, with plenty of drama and goal scoring. The Flames season came to an end with a 5-4 overtime win for the Edmonton Oilers last night here at home. The Oilers taking the round 2 series 4-1. Sarah Offen is live this morning overlooking the Saddle Dome at Scotsman's Hill. And Sarah, a heartbreaker for Flames fans.
You're watching Global News.
Apologies if you're just now tuning in and have to see that right away. Heartbreak spilling over into this morning for the home team at the Saddle Dome. Calgary Flames, they made it interesting. It was a close one. They did the best they could to keep this best-of-7 Battle of Alberta alive, but overtime last night saw the Oilers snuff out our city's fire, and who else but Edmonton captain Connor McDavid to end Calgary's hopes of clawing back into the series. The Stanley Cup playoffs. He got the OT winner there last night. Sarah Offen is overlooking the Saddle Dome at Scotsman's Hill this morning. Sarah, I know the jersey's now laundered. It's being folded up, being put away until next season. But really, what an end to what was a phenomenal season this year.
You're watching Global News Morning.
Good morning, just past 8 o'clock on your Friday morning as we take a live look at the Saddle Dome, where the next time Flames players are there, they're going to be clearing out their lockers. The Battle of Alberta may have only lasted 5 games, but it is one to remember with plenty of drama and goal scoring. The Flames season came to an end last night with a 5-4 overtime win for the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers taking the round 2 series 4-1. Sarah Offen is live this morning at Scotsman's Hill overlooking the Saddle Dome. Sarah, a heartbreaker for Flames fans, and it couldn't be an elimination game without a little bit of controversy as well. Good morning, just past 8:30 on your Friday morning as we have breaking news from the Supreme Court of Canada to report to you. In a historic decision, the top court has ruled unanimously that the section of the criminal code that allows a judge to impose consecutive life sentences for murder is unconstitutional. This stems from Alexandre Bissonnette's sentencing, who pleaded guilty to 6 charges of first-degree murder in the January 2017 mosque shooting in Quebec. So the Supreme Court says the provision for consecutive 25-year sentences violates the Charter of Rights and Freedoms guarantee against cruel or unusual punishment because it denies offenders a realistic possibility of being granted parole before they die. So we will continue to follow this and have more information on our website, globalnews.ca/Calgary.
You're watching Global News.
That's what did it. Heartbreak spilling over into this morning for the home team at the Saddle Dome last night. The Calgary Flames, they battled. It was a close game. They did everything they could to keep this best-of-7 Battle of Alberta alive, but overtime saw the Oilers snuff out Calgary's fire. And who else but Edmonton captain Connor McDavid to end Calgary's hopes of clawing back in the series in this second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So Sarah Offen joining us now, overlooking the Saddle Dome from Scotsman's Hill the morning after. Sarah, certainly a disappointing end, but Flames fans, I mean, we were treated to a fantastic season, weren't we?
Cup dreams extinguished. The controversy around a disallowed goal as the Flames are sent packing from the playoffs. Plus, new rules on the patio. Why it will be easier to bring your four-legged friends for lunch this summer. And a familiar message to be bear aware not being received in one community. Why officials say they may need to escalate their actions to get the warning across.
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News at Noon.
Good afternoon. The Battle of Alberta may have only lasted 5 games, but it will be one to remember with plenty of drama and goal scoring. The Flames season came to an end with a 5-4 overtime loss to the Oilers. Sarah often has more on the fallout and the controversial boot from the semifinals.
I hope everyone's still going to cheer for the last Canadian team remaining.
After a tough loss on the ice, looking at the benefits Calgary did get from the Flames' playoff run.
Well, beautiful day today. Now we have some rainfall warnings in place. I'll tell you exactly where when I come back with your forecast.
We wanted to push the government to look at what a potential good policy could look like.
Alberta stakeholders draft their own coal policy proposal, the support the development plan is getting.
Don't wear your good clothes in the mud pit.
Probably a good idea when you're tackling this, what this very muddy school competition is teaching students.
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News at 5.
Good afternoon. The Battle of Alberta may have only lasted 5 games, but it'll be one to remember with plenty of drama and goal scoring. And while the Flames season is now over, it gave a boost to local businesses and fans alike. Here's Adam McVicker. Stunning new video showing a crash in Cochrane earlier this week. On Tuesday, RCMP say a dump truck lost control, crashing into a vehicle and then into a cement barrier. The impact sending dirt flying throughout the air. The crash closing down the main intersection for hours on Tuesday. RCMP say both drivers involved have been released from hospital. The investigation continues. This is the News Hour.
Season-ending controversy.
You're probably going to have 50 say it's a good goal, and you're going to have 50 say it's a no goal.
A former NHL official weighs in on if the right call was made against the Flames.
Plus, part of a popular park now off limits.
Coyotes come up, but nothing to this level.
The aggressive encounter that's led officials to close a section of Fish Creek Park.
Sorrow and happiness and joy and anger.
A range of emotions 4 decades in the making. An Alberta family's reunion with a message of hope for those going through heartbreak.
You're watching Global News Hour at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. A tough day for Flames fans as Calgary's playoff run came to an end amid controversy.
The Battle of Alberta only went 5 games, and in the end, it wasn't meant to be for the Flames. But as Adam McVicker reports, it sure gave a boost to local businesses, which they hope continues.
We don't take away all hope from people when they're being sentenced.
Tonight, Canada's top court makes a ruling on life sentences, what it could mean for mass murderers serving their time.
I mean, I've seen so many in Bonavista, so I mean, we're always wary of it. We've got dogs.
Also, a section of Fish Creek Park off limits because of aggressive coyotes, the warning to park users.
The Battle of Alberta really brought people in. It helped us out and it turned our place into even more of a party.
And a tough loss on the ice, but how the Flames' playoff run was still beneficial for local businesses.
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News at Noon.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with a controversial ruling by the Supreme Court of Canada. The punishment of life in prison without parole for mass murderers is no longer on the table. The decision came during a review of the case of the shooter behind a deadly massacre at a Quebec mosque in 2017. Now, a number of Alberta families and lawyers want to know what this means for their cases. Morgan Black reports.
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News Morning.
Good morning, 7 o'clock on your Sunday morning, and yes, taking a look at those clouds. I must say I had a nap yesterday, Jody, and it was a much different day when I woke up.
Yes.
It went from raining to beautiful out there, very warm. However, I believe we're in for another change.
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News Morning.
Well, topping our news this morning, of course, the weather. Calgary and the surrounding area are bracing for what's expected to be a significant amount of rain over the next few days. Environment and Climate Change Canada has issued a special weather statement for Calgary and Rocky View County, saying as much as 100 millimeters of rain is expected between now and Wednesday morning. We're going to bring in our Jody Hughes. Jody, what is this going to mean for us here?
Well, I mean, this is the big concern, is that, of course, we're still keeping an eye on that spring melt.
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News Morning.
Good morning. Topping our news this morning, of course, we're going to start with the weather. After a relatively dry spring, that's all about to change. There's a special weather statement in place for Calgary and Rocky View County, with Environment and Climate Change Canada saying we're in for some serious rainfall here. Now we're going to bring in our Jody Hughes. And Jody, we could start seeing this as early as today.
Yes. In fact, even by the middle of the day, we may see some showers and some thunderstorms.
Okay.
But it is really going to be coming in tomorrow, so that we'll see as much as 40 to 60 millimeters in
That's a lot of rain,
in
yeah.
just one day. Yeah, so that is a significant amount. All told, Calgary could end up with 80, 100 millimeters by the time this event is done. That exceeds what we would expect for our June rainfall total by a lot. 10 is our current temperature, and we're not raining, but we did see some yesterday. So it's not as if we've been completely dry. In the past little while, we've had our rainiest day so far this year already this month. There is a north-northwest wind of 6 kilometers per hour. We have 11 degrees in Lethbridge and 12 degrees right now. In Medicine Hat, we're sitting at 6 in Crow's Nest Pass. This is a look at the situation. So we don't have that rain yet in Calgary, but there is that weather statement, and it is quite extensive, as you see, all throughout the foothills. And it does include our nearby communities of Claresholm and High River, Bragg Creek, Cochrane, Airdrie, Sundre. You're all under this. To the east of the number 2 and the QE2, it's not as significant of a risk, but certainly in through the Calgary area. And we're actually likely to see some of that start up today with that north wind, but models are suggesting that by the time we get into Monday, we're likely to see as much as 60 millimeters of rain. And that is, again, not including the rainfall we're expecting on Tuesday. So Monday is likely to be quite a notable day here for rainfall in the city of Calgary.
All right, thanks, Jody.
You're welcome.
You're watching Global News.
Good morning. Calgary and the surrounding area are bracing for what's expected to be a significant amount of rain over the next few days. Environment and Climate Change Canada has issued a special weather statement for Calgary and Rocky View County, saying as much as 100 millimeters of rain is expected between now and Wednesday morning. We're going to bring in our Jody Hughes now to talk more about this. Obviously concerning with Calgary's past, the flooding that we had seen in and around the city. What can we be expecting?
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News Morning.
Good morning. After a relatively dry spring, that's all about to change. There's a special weather statement in place for Calgary and Rocky View County, with Environment and Climate Change Canada saying we're in for some serious rain. We're going to bring in our Jody Hughes right away here. Jody, how much rain exactly are we expecting?
Well, the statement was issued because some areas will see in excess of 100 millimeters of rain. So to put that into perspective, June is typically our wettest month.
You're watching Global News.
Good morning. Calgary and the surrounding area are bracing for what it's expected to be a significant amount of rain over the next few days. Environment and Climate Change Canada has issued a special weather statement for Calgary and Rocky View County, saying as much as 100 millimeters of rain is expected between now and Wednesday morning. We are going to bring in our Jody Hughes now. Of course, a lot of anxiety for Calgarians and people in the surrounding area.
Calgary is under a heavy rainfall warning, and the city was just hit with a spring storm. Why so many are watching water levels.
It'll be one of the biggest rainfall events since 2013. We won't quite reach those levels, but we are expecting quite a significant amount of rain. Details coming up.
The Biden administration lifts its COVID-19 testing requirements for inbound international air travelers, making it a little easier for Canadians to fly stateside. And new details are emerging about a police incident on Parliament Hill that forced a lockdown in parts of downtown Ottawa this weekend.
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News Hour at 6.
Well, the sky's opening up and the rain came down fast and hard for a short time. A thunderstorm warning was in effect, but that has now since lifted. We remain under a rainfall warning, however, with officials saying as much as 125 millimeters of rain could fall by Wednesday. That has many impacted by the 2013 floods, keeping a nervous eye on the rivers that run through our city. But a lot has changed since then. And as Craig Mumney reports, officials are hoping for the best, but preparing for whatever Mother Nature throws our way.
You're watching Global Calgary. This is Global News at 11.
Good evening. Thanks for being here. As of today, fully vaccinated travelers arriving at Canada's airports will no longer face mandatory random COVID-19 testing. The federal government says it's a temporary move to help eliminate the bottlenecks at major airports across this country. But as Morgan Campbell reports, critics say more needs to be done.